We're talking with the incredible veteran journalist Belva Davis, award-winning, and also a founding member of Friends of Faith. Belva, why are you here tonight?
What do you mean, why am I here? How could I not be here? That would be a disgrace. I think my husband probably spent more time with Faith almost than he did with me for many years. They were buddies on the road together, loved working together, and was one of his truly best friends. And of course, like everyone else, we miss Faith, but we're so glad her legacy is helping so many people.
Yes, as a founding member, what did it mean when Faith invited us to join this organization and help her with boosting awareness and raising funds for those battling breast cancer?
I think the wonderful thing about Faith is once she knew how serious her illness was, she concentrated on totally what she could do to help other women who didn't have such an array of friends with knowledge and background and information. And she spent so much of her time thinking about how she was going to help everybody else. I don't know the day that she called me up and said, "Woo, boo, hoo, hoo."
Absolutely. She was such an inspiration.
Right.
Well, it's wonderful to see you tonight. I know you're always busy. What exciting projects do you have going these days?
Well, now my middle name is called Revelations. Art of the African American South, the exhibit at the DeYoung Museum. I'm spending my next months telling the history of African Americans in America. And that's a story that's untold, really and truly. We talk about it on the surface, but once I found out there was a way you could teach kids and old folks that we have a wonderful and rich history, that's what I'm devoting myself to now.
That is so wonderful. Any thoughts these days about the challenges that journalists are facing?
Oh my goodness gracious, this is worse than challenges. It is worse than challenging. It is really having to remake yourself for today's world. It's a world where machines count far too more than humans. And I think it must be hard for journalists to get used to that because we always thought we were special because we could digest information and analyze, and now they push a button and some rhythms. But for people who succeed in it, I commend them. I commend them. I commend them, because it means you really, really do have to look far into the future as to how you're going to survive in this business. Yeah.
Well, it's always wonderful to see you, and thank you so much for your inspiration, your groundbreaking, and for being a friend of Faith.
Well, I've known you since you were a child, my dear.
Yes. I was an intern at Cron on Belva's show, and it's always such an honor. And I like her saying I was a child when that began.
Yes, of course.